1923 has come to an end, but now is the perfect time to watch Harrison Ford's other show on streaming before it returns for another season. While Harrison Ford's time as Jacob Dutton has come to an end on the Yellowstone prequel 1923, there is another critically acclaimed show on streaming you should check out before it returns. The Taylor Sheridan Western ended with 1923 Season 2 in a feature-length final. Ford was praised as the Dutton patriarch as the actor delivered a powerhouse performance. As Ford is now expanding the roles he is taking into the TV realm, his other show on streaming highlights one of the best roles of his career. Ford's filmography has been defined through an illustrious movie career. From small roles in films like The Conversation to blockbusters that include Raiders of the Lost Ark, Ford is a bona fide movie star. However, from his roles on screen to his off-screen persona, Ford is often considered to be gruff. This reputation took a massive shift when Ford transitioned into a comedy that showed a heartfelt and genuine performance. During 1923's run, Ford also starred in Shrinking on Apple TV+. The comedy drama was co-created by Bill Lawrence, Jason Segel, and Brett Goldstein. Lawrence is known for creating and showrunning other popular shows like Spin City, Scrubs, and Ted Lasso, which also streams on Apple TV+. Shrinking follows Jimmy Sedville, a therapist who lost his wife in an accident, and after going through a self-destructive period, takes unconventional means to help his patients. Ford plays Paul, another therapist who works with Jimmy at his practice. Paul is Jimmy's mentor, who tries to help him grieve, but is also blunt about Jimmy's methods and the challenges he faces in his personal life. Unlike other roles Ford has played, Paul has a vulnerable and sweet side to him. The compassion that Ford displays is unlike his swaggering leading man characters and helps drive the emotional story beats. The series also proves that Ford can hold his own in a comedy, something he often doesn't get to show. Only one day after the second installment aired, Shrinking Season 3 was officially picked up. Lawrence has previously stated that the series had a 3-season plan to follow Jimmy's arc. However, he did later state that Shrinking Season 4 could happen if we're lucky enough, and Apple seems excited to keep making the show. We'll come up with a new story. As Season 2 focused on the theme of forgiveness, Season 3 will likely have Jimmy repairing all of his damaged relationships and moving forward with his life. Paul's story will also have to conclude. As he's trying to mend his relationships with his family, Paul has to contend with Parkinson's disease, treatment, and what it means for his future. While Jimmy is the primary focus of the series, all the other main and supporting cast members have engaging stories and challenges you want to see them overcome. While Jimmy's methods, or Jimmying as it's coined, have led to some disastrous results, all the characters have begun finding their own unique support systems. Something that makes 1923 and Shrinking unique is that they are the first TV shows Ford has ever starred in. For the majority of his career, there was a dividing line in Hollywood between TV and movie actors. With the uptick in prestige TV, streaming services, and generally shorter seasons, there is greater flexibility in what roles an actor can take on. Ford has made some memorable guest appearances in the past, including appearing in one episode of the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. For an actor of Ford's caliber, his move into TV is an interesting one. While he has revised his most famous roles like Han Solo, Indiana Jones, and Rick Deckard in the last decade, taking on new projects is arguably more interesting. Allowing Ford to have the time to develop a character beyond a film franchise or a 2-hour movie has been fascinating to see. Both 1923 and Shrinking have allowed Ford to create even more iconic roles that he will be remembered for. The final episodes of 1923 have rolled to a close, leaving fans with a dusting of frontier grit in their mouths and a deep yearning for more of the Dutton family saga. As Taylor Sheridan's sweeping Yellowstone prequel rides off into hiatus, viewers have been left wondering when they'll next get a glimpse of Jacob and Cara Dutton, brought to life so vividly by Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. But while the prairies of Montana fall silent for now, there's no need to say goodbye to Ford's presence on your screen. In fact, there's another series where Ford trades in his cowboy hat for a more modern brand of stoicism, and it's just as emotionally gripping. If you haven't already checked out Shrinking, now is the perfect time to stream it. Harrison Ford's work in this Apple TV Plus dramedy is not only a stark departure from his weathered rancher in 1923, it's a revelation that proves the legendary actor is still full of surprises, even after decades on screen. Created by Brett Goldstein, Ted Lasso, Bill Lawrence, and Jason Segel, Shrinking is a modern-day character study that uses humor, vulnerability, and a touch of irreverence to navigate grief and mental health. And Ford, he's not just a supporting character. He's the anchor, the soul, the show's unexpected MVP. A different side of Ford. In Shrinking, Harrison Ford plays Dr. Paul Rhodes, a respected therapist grappling with Parkinson's disease. He's cranky, brutally honest, and sardonic in the best way. But there's a soft center underneath all the scowls. Watching Ford play Paul is like watching an old oak tree bend in a storm. It shouldn't be possible, but it is, and it's beautiful. What makes this performance such a standout is its intimacy. Gone are the sweeping western vistas and long silences of 1923. Instead, Ford delivers rapid-fire deadpan one-liners, engages in warm, awkward bonding moments, and offers quiet reflections that cut deep. If Jacob Dutton is the kind of man who endures life's hardships with a clenched jaw, Paul Rhodes is the man who acknowledges them, jokes about them, and maybe learns to live again. And this is no one-man show. Jason Segel, who also stars, plays Jimmy, a grieving therapist who decides to abandon conventional ethics and just tell his patients exactly what he thinks. It's reckless, refreshing, and strangely healing. As Jimmy spirals and grows, Paul becomes a mentor, a sparring partner, and at times the voice of reason. Their dynamic is messy and real, tinged with humor and genuine affection. Comedy with real weight. What Shrinking does so well, unlike many other comedies, is blend humor with real emotional gravity. It's a show about loss, trauma, and the bizarre, uneven road toward healing. And just like in 1923, Ford's character is a man who has seen and lost a lot. But instead of burying his pain in the dirt and pushing forward, Paul Rhodes is forced to confront it. And there's a quiet parallel between Jacob Dutton and Paul Rhodes. Both are men shaped by hardship. Both are leaders of their small domains, Jacob of his Yellowstone ranch, and Paul of his therapy practice. And both find themselves at a point in life where the old ways are slipping away, and the future demands something new. In 1923, Jacob faces cattle wars and family legacies. In Shrinking, Paul faces mortality, vulnerability, and the terrifying task of opening up to others. Different wars, but wars all the same. What makes Shrinking a must-watch right now is that it offers something 1923 doesn't: light, levity, the permission to laugh even when life feels unbearable. It's smart, it's funny, and it has heart in spades. And with Season 2 on the horizon, it's the perfect time to catch up. Critical acclaim and why you should care. The first season of Shrinking was met with widespread critical acclaim. Reviewers praised its balance of emotional honesty and comedic wit, and many were quick to highlight Ford's performance as a career-redefining turn. It earned him a nomination for a Critics' Choice Award, and for good reason. This is the kind of role that allows an actor to evolve. Ford isn't just playing grumpy. He's playing layered, vulnerable, deeply human. He delivers lines like, "Pain is like carbon monoxide. You can't see it, but it'll kill you," with a quiet gravitas that lingers long after the scene ends. And the chemistry between the cast? Effortless. It's one of those shows that feels lived in from episode one, with dialogue that feels less written and more overheard from a real-life conversation. If you've grown used to seeing Ford in high-stakes, high-drama roles, whether he's cracking a whip as Indiana Jones or holding the ranch together in 1923, then Shrinking offers a refreshing pivot. It's proof that even legends can stretch, explore new emotional terrain, and surprise us in the best ways.